In other global news at this hour, there are always winners and losers in any military flare-up. In the Ukraine-Russia war as well, while the world on one hand are facing the economic consequences of the war, there are some countries who are profiting from the sanctions, price rise and supply crisis. One such country that has gained from the Ukraine-Russia war is South Korea. Seoul has become one of the world's top arms exporters. This year itself, the country sold arms worth $17 billion, which is double than last year's arms sales. And experts believe that the industry growth will continue against the backdrop of the Ukraine-Russia war. Now, the main reason behind the rapid growth in Korean arms sales was because of Ukraine's neighbor, Poland, which made more than $10 billion worth of purchase in the first 10 months of this year itself. This was because Poland had an urgent need to procure armaments after the Ukraine war. Poland's surge in military spending mirrors a global trend where countries across the world are ramping up their defense spending. And South Korea was able to grab the opportunity and profit from it. Now, the gains that Seoul made from the arms sale has also surpassed its electronic exports value. In 2022, the export value of the electric components from South Korea was estimated at $1.78 billion, while the export value of the South Korean arms was estimated at $17 billion. And this is clearly 17 times more than Seoul's export value of the electric components. The South Korean government is now keen on expanding the recent success of the defense industry. The South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol has now set a goal of becoming one of the top 4 weapons sellers in the world. And for more on this, joining us live from Seoul is Reuters senior correspondent Josh Smith. Hi, welcome to the broadcast, Josh.
Hi.
Now, I want to first share some data with you. South Korea's total arms exports this year was at $17 billion, which is 10 times more of what it sold last year. Now, where is this appetite coming from? Do you think South Korean arms industry is a beneficiary of the Ukraine-Russia war?
As you noted in your report, that definitely makes up a lion's share of what they've been able to sell this year. The biggest deals by far came from Poland, which bought hundreds of tanks, self-propelled howitzers, but also high-end equipment such as aircraft. And these are going to be delivered over a period of years. But the reason why Poland chose South Korea over some other countries for this deal was South Korea's vow to deliver these weapons very quickly. And so that's been kind of their key selling point right now, and that's allowed them to make some very big deals, particularly with Poland, while also eyeing some other countries that are also increasing their defense budgets in Europe, driven by concerns over the war in Ukraine.
Right now, South Korea is also known for its electronic exports and big electronic brands. How do you view the massive arms exports surpassing the electronic exports?
I don't think that focus is going to change at all here in South Korea. Obviously, their bread and butter are their big companies like Samsung and LG and some of their car companies. Those maintain some of their dominance here for sure. But this rising power of the defense industry is certainly notable. And as you mentioned, South Korea could well soon become the 4th largest exporter in the world. And that's something that President Yoon Suk-yeol has said he wants to accomplish. And so this certainly is something that South Korea is looking to make its mark in alongside its televisions and cell phones.
Right, like you mentioned, that South Korea could become the 4th largest arms exporter in the world. And clearly at this rate, it is estimated that South Korea could surpass China in arms export. Do you think this brings South Korea in competition with its ally, the United States of America?
I think South Korea is still a far way away from competing directly with the United States. But companies around the world, in Europe and American companies, are certainly taking note of South Korea's advances here. One of the ways that South Korea has been able to make progress in selling the weapons that it has is that a lot of the weapons are ones that are, in the end, ones that are used by wide ranges of companies or countries. So, for example, there are these artillery systems and things like that that are, in the end, actually quite basic. And so they do very good jobs at these weapons that have very wide appeal rather than kind of super high-end expensive ones that not many countries might buy.
Right. Thank you, Josh, for sharing your insights on this. Thanks very much.